Hi guys, welcome to another podcast from Career Credentials. Today we have somebody really special. We have today's Vinay Raikar, who is co-founder of Career Credential, founder of Campus Credential. The more important factor is he's been dealing with placement industry and placing students from 15 plus years in more than 50 plus colleges all over India. So, in today's podcast, we'll be talking about the placement industry, what are the changes, why people are failing to place, and in order to get a proper placement, what is needed. So, very welcome, Vinay sir.
Yeah, thank you, Amar sir. Thank you for inviting
Most
me.
welcome. Finally, हम लोग अक्सर ये बातें तो करते रहते हैं, but this is first time we are meeting for podcast and we are talking about it. तो सर एक नॉर्मल प्लेसमेंट का जो इशू है, टुडे वी ऑल नो दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द कॉलेजेस आर टॉकिंग अबाउट प्लेसमेंट चाहिए, प्लेसमेंट नहीं हो रहा, ट्रेनिंग हो रहा है, प्लेसमेंट नहीं हो रहा है. सो अप टू यू नाउ, यू टेल मी व्हाट हैज चेंज्ड ओवर द इयर्स.
So let's briefly first understand that there's a lot of changes after the COVID.
Okay.
And if you really understand that after every decade and all, the system changes.
Okay.
Like if you have heard a lot of time about AI, ChatGPT, and all those things which is coming up, and a lot of people have doubts.
Okay.
Like how this AI is going to change, how is people going to adapt, like is there a lot of jobs are going. If you notice from last news, even the last day, if you find Wipro news, we have observed a couple of other news where we got to know that like they have layoffs or something like they have actually done the AI stuff and they have used the system, so they have reduced their employees. All these things are actually you're hearing, a lot of things are happening in the ground.
Okay.
Two things which have been changed. If you notice that after the COVID, basically, the industry moving, the industry pattern is obviously we are still not stable. Let's be very clear.
Okay.
And we understand India is growing. We understand things is growing. But if you look from a global angle, let's look from the global angle. From Ukraine war to US election to everything, logically, we are into a recession, logically. We are not growing as per what we are looking or highlighting. Yes, it's a good part for India somewhere because even in that stage, we are more stable. We are trying to grow.
Yes.
But to be very clear, albeit from my knowledge, I'll tell you, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But then India generally works as a sub-product for US.
Agree.
Understand
Most of the project comes from US.
So, like Canada, US, and all these things, whatever happens to these countries generally reflects in our India. Generally,
Okay.
that is the fact. So, if you understand Donald Trump, if it is coming, and in the day, if I notice the shares have been increased, again, the next day obviously gone down, but then the kind of effects.
So global effect on
yeah. That's a major part. And China, what is running through the struggle of China, Russia, Ukraine, and again Canada, US, all these things. Somewhere there is no stable economy everywhere.
Okay.
Europeans is bad. It's like dead almost.
Okay.
Germans, the news what I'm getting is like layoffs in Volkswagen.
Oh.
I was surprised. Milton being a brand, he's going bankrupt. So those are the things which coming. But then let's understand what is the change and what we have to adapt. See, and the major part, if you notice, that we are still going with a common standard. We don't change anything, sir. Let's be very clear. How much things we research, even for the road, what we make. Do you really think we research things? We follow whatever is given in the book, in a manual.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank
So from long basis, if you understand whatever physics, science, whatever it be, we are using it as a book. Why can't a physics change? Why can't a chemistry change? Can't we having a new growth? Or it's like something like fulfill? No. So somewhere down the line, 2-3 things we are missing. One is research. Second is adaptability. Third is a new thing, because any new thing come. If I'll give you a small example, again, if I go wrong, just correct me up. Like Y2K, the internet, the system when it launched, the www.com, Y2K, if you understand, 2000, I was a kid.
Nobody thought about
And
that
people will
have
like
4
crash
digits.
and everything will happen and all. And then how is going to happen, because now internet is going to take the job. Everything was a big mess at that point of time. And people started thinking, Are kya hoga? What happened? Then again the company got adapted. Again, things got adapted. There's no loss of job. Even people upgraded. The lifestyle increases and gone. Same thing now. I'll tell you the fact about this is like company is holding. It's not like there is no job. There are jobs. There are requirements. But still everyone is holding back. They don't want to invest it now. They don't want to get in front. Few people have invested it. Few people have actually taken the people, have recruited people, and they are observing what's going. and few people are observing what other people are doing. So somewhere the hold is there, if you notice, and that's where the global economy and is in a little bit on a pauser side or a lower side. हम थोड़े slow जा रहे हैं वहाँ पे.
Okay.
The idea is the simple. People are observing what is happening. Is that really the AI is going to make a change? What we talk about AI is actually not AI, to be very frank.
Agree.
Okay.
Totally.
The colleges are giving the AI. Unfortunately, I tell you, the colleges and all. I really don't understand. If company don't understand the AI and ChatGPT and others, but I really don't understand the data science and AI. How the college will understand?
And
Very
that's why at a
frankly, to
student
teach,
level, I feel
yeah.
everybody is going too much AI.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who have been asking us the question. If you remember
Yes,
one
yes,
of the recent
yes,
seminar,
yes.
so is AI going to take our job? Is AI
Yes.
going to make us go
Yes,
down, etc.?
yes,
It's
yes.
a different way altogether.
Yes. So those are the major reasons,
Okay.
and that's why the changes are there over a period. What you have asked me. So it's like we have to. The only one thing we can approach is over here is upgrade ourselves,
Okay.
adapt the changes.
Okay.
Everyone have to adapt the changes, and who adapts it will be on the floating on the boat.
So if you forget about my technical side, if you talk with reference to the layman side or somebody as a business perspective, placements and AI, how would you relate, or what do you feel as a placement, what they should prepare? Because there is knowing and doing gap, which we can very clearly see in students most of the time. Everybody knows all languages, but they don't know how to use it.
No,
So,
right.
what can be, according to you, as a visionary towards the society, what placement scenario people should be prepared for?
See, it's a really a great question, but then I'll put it like this way, sir. Let's understand this. You have a kind of a bread baking company. Like, you have a tradition methods. Now you know that dough is there and all this thing is there. It's completely bread making company. So over a period, if the system is fixed, the idea is fixed. Okay, they do the same monotonous thing.
Repeat.
So let me be very clear and tell you this. Henceforth, bulk recruitment won't be having, or you might not see bulk recruitment till there is such a mass growth on the stable economy.
Okay.
But you'll be having mass recruitment will be stopped. But the quality recruitment is going to be go high.
Continuous.
Yeah,
Right.
it will be going high. In the sense, the requirement, the dealing, everything is about the quality requirement. Now, there are two aspects. Let me understand this. Let me tell you this. Initially, the requirement was about the knowledge.
Agree.
Today, there is something called emotional intelligence attached to the knowledge.
Yeah, question changed. Question
Right?
changed.
Today, what is happening is I am knowledgeful, but I don't want to work. I don't want to work under you.
Okay.
Because today the resources is not eventually like spread it. Let's be very clear. See, our generation, let's be very clear. My mom, dad, or possibly my grandfather was survival of the issue. To be very frank, I'm coming from a low background. So my grandfather are not survival of the issue. My dad had given me a good survival and all. Today, for my challenges was luxury. What about the next generation? They have everything, right? So it all depends. So it's a evenly undistributed. So you understand this. Even I'm having a knowledge. Initially, the phases when we have a bulk recruitment, if you understand, we see people from Andhra, Hyderabad, Odisha, Karnataka, South, Delhi. People used to get recruited 100, 200, 300. They used to go to US. 2007 is the best example. Like people used to go do the same kind of monotonous job. They used to get recruited like 100 selected, 200 selected, a lakh people. But they were doing a job. But now they have been come to the point that same monotonous job is not going to help out.
Okay.
The same knowledge is not going to help out. Python, Java, basic of it, understanding data structures, no,
Okay.
completely no. So we have now there is a lot of combination is there.
Okay.
So it's like you have to figure it out who's the person who have good emotional intelligence, who's the scopes, goal, and knowledge plus perspective. Now the filtration process of a company to recruit is getting very stagnant.
Oh.
So it's not only the colleges. See, colleges, the system, the government will always work from an average people crowd, not from the intellectual people crowd.
Okay.
See, our Indian system, when we understand, we geographically and demographically, we are big.
I agree.
So when we talk about it's big, so it's like we have Gujarati medium, we have Hindi medium, we have all other medium. We have CBSE, ICSE, international, we have all of them in one basket. So not any of the other country we might so many varieties what we have. As we have in food, we have in this, right? But The other thing is, after school what? They come to the same well. Now how you are going to bifurcate? Are you going to teach them? Because CBSE students have already learned Python long back. ICSE has gone different well. But now, in that well, you have all the people, right? So in metropolitan cities, what happens is, the structure what you design is looking from the Maharashtra or Indian point of view.
All who can survive.
Yeah, but in metro, when it comes across, now the student get relaxed, which is the biggest difference why people go outside to learn. This is the biggest difference. After schooling, generally they opt outside, because what happens, the people who already learned, they find their comfort, they find more learning there. And they didn't find your learning. It's not a government mistake. No, it is made from the perspective of the on and all the average crowd.
So majority can come out as educated crowd.
Yeah, and that's the Indian goal, right? It's from the perspective of India. But if I'm a student who has from a CBSE board, let's figure it out CBSE board, which is very common. But when they come to the market and when they come to college, they relax because they find it very easy in terms of language, in terms of adaptability, and then that guy get relaxed, and then they have some kind of attitude problem. Then they learn something, stupidity ideas. They go with stupidity ideologies and everything, and then they find themselves on those zone. And to come out of zone, it takes time, right? So there, where I think you kind of people actually makes a bigger difference if they really understand this.
And this is what I remember when we were designing certification courses. You are the one who said, don't give certificate, give them an entire ladder which can get them
Yes,
a cut.
yes, completely.
Right.
So it's all about, again, a plus and minus. As I said, if you're intelligent, normally I'll tell you the saddest part of it. You might have heard VJTI mein Amazon place ho gaya, Microsoft place ho gaya, Google. It's the same person.
I know that.
Right? So, but he joined IIM Ahmedabad or IIM Bangalore, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
He didn't
Yes,
apply
right. I never got into
right.
it. Right.
So, if you understand also, if wherever I'm teaching from last 15 years in the colleges, the student who actually get placed or possibly are very clever or able to
Go
get
for
clear,
higher education.
logically they are the people 50% go for higher education. Right? And the people who really don't
They
bother
don't-
or
they want to
don't
achieve
get
job.
yeah, and they are not aware of it. See, now here everyone is responsible. The parent, the society. See, parent, the generation changes, sir. See, I remember my father and all, they were the post office parent, I used to say that, because they used to go and fund it on the post office. 5 saal mein double hota time. Like my dadajis and all have a different idea. Today I am in the mutual fund.
Okay.
So the generation is moving in a different angle. So in that generation, logically, to be very clear, I'll tell you this, even one of the point. My dad and possibly their dad, in the sense my grandfather, the gap was very less.
Okay.
Generation gap. When you talk about what is generation gap, right? For me and my dad is bigger. A lot
Yes.
bigger. Possibly me and my daughter or my son will be lesser. Now understand. Because we are into lucky. I always say 80s and 90 people are the best generation ever. Because those are the people who have a cocktail of everything. Who have seen the change.
Seen every change.
Every change. From radio till the now Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, the
Touch
kind of
screen
what.
to
Yeah,
phones
and
to everything.
eventually like everything. Pod and everything. I have used a lot of things. Like from Walkman to everything. Like the Apple
iPhone,
Pod. And then-
iPod, everything.
Yeah. It's like we are the generation. We generally happen. So I think the changes they have to adapt. They have to majorly upgrade self. Because people are taking very lightly after COVID.
That's what I've seen. And in fact, with education, we have seen in our batches at Career, a lot of things has changed. People, more than offline, they prefer online.
Yeah.
Online, people who are taking care, they get certificate, they get placed, they get everything. And people who are not turning up, they come back with, sir, oh, thoda attend nahi kiya tha.
Right.
So that definitely one thing for sure. To whoever is listening to this, people, when you take a course, start taking things seriously. Nothing is going to be free lunch. Although things are coming easy to learn, but your learning process has not changed. You still need to put proper time, efforts, and that is where mentorship comes into picture. No, even today, Vinay sir mentors a lot of newcomers or entrepreneurs how to think about business, how to logically. Even we get lot of bites from him saying that no, change this. As we were building courses, he helped us. He's like, no, don't build just certificate. That's a start, but build an entire ladder. Don't get people just getting ready for certification. Get them ready so that they can go out and get themselves placed rather than you putting effort for placing them. So that's one thing I think we will
Definitely.
need to change as a crowd, as a parent, as a student. Student need to take their responsibility. Parent need to understand online भी education होता है. It's not कि online में कुछ और दिख रहा है. वो study भी कर सकता है. And online degrees are now as at par as the degrees you are coming from offline thing. It just requires whether you can convert your knowledge to your interview to whatever you need to. Setting a goal perhaps would be more important in this case.
Yeah, more than realistic goals. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, realistic. ऐसे नहीं कि मैं Reliance का बच्चा बन के पैदा हूँ. That's not possible. It's not
Realistic goal is one, and second is patience.
Okay.
The word patience have more important because see, sir, I'll be very clear. The current generation which is coming up, they are intellectual, no doubt. They are very smart. Eventually, I always believe that we are not able to give them that kind of thing which they are made for, and eventually they also have to realize that. So possibly it's like they can do things, they can change the system. They also know it, they can do it, but karna nahi hai. See the kind of a choice if you have now. I have choice, so I'll go with the lighter choice. I won't take the effort or the choice. Challenges नहीं है sir. Challenges लेना नहीं. Free में है क्या बोलो? This is the attitude what is coming up, and parent attitude is something like what I have suffered. My child should not suffer. अरे जैसा कि यार वो नहीं suffer करेगा तो because he should learn what you have grown because you have suffered.
Agree.
You grown. I grew because I suffered. I learned. I got it up, and that's what the spark is.
That is needed.
Right?
More practical.
And the student is completely out of those because to be very frank, I'll give you the example, the biggest example. I think Vishwajit itself, one of the best person in my team, he shared me the things in VNIT possibly, if I'm not wrong. The student was only having 1 KT eventually. He suicided because he never had the experience of failing. So this kind of ego, the attitude is now coming up. There's a lot of ego. It's the attitude. All these things are becoming a big challenge, and that's where I'm talking about emotional intelligence. That's where I'm talking about the choice. Because if you have everything, they don't know what to do. And to segregate to actually our education, where we fail is, I'll be very clear. We're not able to tell them that what exactly life is, what exactly the goal is, what exactly. It's not about Guru Gyan, but then yes, we should be having those ideas. Just having challenges, just having doing in school and IMO level, just giving the gold medal or just getting into IM or just having a startup phase is not going to help you. It's not going to help. If that is not true, the growth what I think religious things are working from I don't know name it up, it might not happen. So people should start getting aware. They should take the responsibility. They should understand the goal because one thing is very limited. That's called time.
So in this case, I would request everybody, especially the students who are listening, set realistic goal.
Yes.
Set a timeline to them.
Yes.
Don't just say मैं एक दिन successful होऊंगा. Year.
Yes.
क्या package चाहिए कितना? No, I remember a lot of students come for counseling with us and क्या करना है? Sir अच्छा career बताओ. अच्छा बोला.
अरे अच्छा career मतलब कुछ नहीं सर. पैसा तो अच्छा बीबी अच्छा लड़का यही सब है मतलब.
That's all अच्छा.
That's what.
That is how well setting. So set realistic goal. Plan your things. See, placements would change, and every decade it is going to change. AI is in. Now, there are AI-based interviews. That means soon Wipro and other companies are planning to start where AI will take your interview. Whatever you answer, that will predict the next. Not only that, your facial expression, the way you are answering, they will detect your confidence level. They will try to understand. And the question would be combined with technical as well as emotional intelligence, because now they don't just want an employee, they want people who are smart employees and they can last with them from years. So now it's no longer about ethics, it's not only about intelligence, not about technical knowledge, it's probably combination of everything what we require, and that has changed. Ek zamana mein I remember my dad said he was topper of his batch. People forget about interview, companies used to call up, you are the topper this year, we are giving you this much offer and card. That has changed. अब टॉपर हो या तुम 6.95 प्लस जीपीए हो, खत्म, सब एक रेस में आ गए and everybody is in the exact race. So things has changed. So with that, sir, if you want to summarize, placement के लिए क्या क्या करें in your own words?
See, placement, I will always suggest that to understand their own. See, now passion, when I talk about passion, have a different word. Very clearly, I'll suggest कि have a goal. Placement, I'll always segregate into two phases. One, get a stability goal. Second is the passion goal. Let me be very clear.
Okay.
Stability goal is something which is damn required because today is plug and play. No one is going to teach you. No one is going to handhold you. Though initially, see, if your mobile have upgrade, your life, everything has been also upgraded. So expect from even the high expectation is from yourself. Let me be very clear. So in terms of knowledge, instead of certification, in terms of skills, you have to start improving from day one when you choose as a career of engineering very clearly or any other. I'll be very clear. You need to be smart. You need to have to take initiative, like lot of initiative, and you need to be first person to get it done and to adapt that knowledge. That is one thing which I'll always expect. And from all the like areas, they should start preparing themselves before, and they should get into stable life, the life, the requirement, and all. And then they should work for their passion and other part. That should be the moving it. And then I believe there's a perfect, you are the right person to get into all this stuff. And that student has to realize it now. They can't get relaxed, they can't just come to the colleges just to chill or just to have a fest. No, that's not going to help today. Might be your brothers and have that great time, but really sorry.
And I think even movies and web series have glorified college days.
Yeah,
it's all about events. Some sports event, getting cool with girls, this all has made I think दिमाग खराब करके रख दिया लोग.
नहीं उनका काम ही वो है लॉजिकली फैंटेसी सो अलग अलग स्टोरी सर बिकेगा कैसे यार अगर आपको हम सपना देंगे तो ही बिकेगा इतना सिंपल है नाउ स्टिल यू आर गेटिंग स्टूपिड एंड फूल्ड बाय ऑल दिस पीपल दैट कांट हेल्प.
So we have it from his own mouth, somebody who's 15 plus years experience explaining all this thing in nutshell. Make maximum out of it. So I would request whoever is watching, first set goals, realistic, set what your requirement, see what skills you require, and let's understand colleges are built to make you pass and go out as a degree holder. But what's next is what you do along with your college over the years, so that whatever your goal is, whatever required, you are interested in app building, get a full stack degrees done parallel to your college, और वो भी वो एक week 2 week वाला नहीं. Try to spend a year and a half probably building your profile, projects and everything. So first know your goals, know what technologies you need, and then plan the entire thing. If you have any queries, anything, comment on us or connect to us. We're always there to help. As we always say at Career Credential, get placed. Thank you, Vinay sir, for the wonderful words. Thank you, guys. Catch you soon for the next podcast.